Welcome to RFM Audio. This streaming audio broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. You are listening to RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. This broadcast will begin in 90 seconds. Welcome to RFM Audio. This streaming audio broadcast will begin in 1 minute. You are listening to RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. This broadcast will begin in 30 seconds. Welcome to RFM Audio. This streaming audio broadcast will begin in 10 seconds. Tradition, legacy, history. These words all describe a player, coach, or contributor's impact on a game, program, or generation. Each week this season, student athletes of this generation will square off with the goal of best representing their community today or for years to come.
Neil O'Connor finds Jake Elaine.
For Alan Glennie, quarterbacks his ball club.
Salakiai's in the end zone.
And calling signals, Dave Palazzi.
John Ulecki.
Warren Muir.
LeQueer.
Jack Rodequins.
Bobby Mativier.
Jason Toomley.
Devin Gates.
Quentin Tiggs.
Cortez Ludden.
D. Geronimo.
Stephanides.
Sean Dupuis.
McDonald.
Graham.
Quentin Perkins. Geraldo Rivera. Gray makes the catch in the end zone for the touchdown.
Who will have their name weaved among the tapestry of legends? Who can add their name among the football greatest in Central Massachusetts? You'll find out right here on RFM, continuing a legacy and tradition of audio excellence established by generations of great play-by-play teams gone before.
Yours truly, Tom Connery, Dave Spence, and Warren Muir.
This is Joe White. With me this morning is Dickey and Ron Lamar.
Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Mark Landon.
This is Dave Clark along with Mike Flynn.
I'm Dave Spence along with my partner Luke Connery.
Todd Robbins alongside Ben Parker.
Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us.
Stories told through the words spun by legends. The stories continue to be described by the award-winning team of today. It's time for high school football with the award-winning team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins.
From historic Doyle Field in Leominster, we say a very good evening, everyone, and welcome back to spring football here on RFM Audio. It's great to have you along with us for the Central Massachusetts All-Star Classic, the 8th annual edition of this meeting, reorganized a little bit and reimagined for this year, as tonight the Midland Wachusett League All-Stars get set to take on and battle the All-Stars of the rest of the leagues in Central Massachusetts. We're looking forward to an exciting round of action here tonight. We've got the exclusive live audio for you, those of you joining us on Friday night, June the 16th. For the rest of you who are joining us in delay, you get the complete audio and video broadcast 24 hours later on Saturday the 17th. Wherever you are, whenever you're joining us, we're happy to have you along with us on the platforms of RFM, whether it's YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch. Like, follow, and subscribe. When the action goes live, it finds you on your social media device of choice. From our traditional broadcast position here at Doyle Field, Todd Robbins for RFM. Great to be joined as always by Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins for another edition of high school football here on RFM. And this one, our second time exclusively carrying this game here on RFM, and we are very excited to be here for this all-star matchup. About 120 student athletes, seniors specifically, out for their final bow in their high school athletic colors and the colors of the Midland, Wachusett, and Central Mass All-Stars. It's going to be a fun one. I welcome in Bill Thomas, and Bill Thomas, here we go. Another year means football is on the way back. It is spring football. It is the Central Mass All-Star Classic, and it's great to be here once again.
Yeah, it absolutely is, Todd. And you talk about a great night for football and just a great tradition that, has been started here, getting these seniors together and, us having the opportunity to cover it and give it the coverage it deserves. And, this you're talking about, these aren't all-stars. This has nothing to do with being an all-star. Yeah, it's kind of an invitational. But it's kids that, might be a neighbor, but just across in another town or another school, but because of divisions or leagues or whatever, never get a chance to play against each other or with each other. And I think this is a great opportunity for that. Usually that only happens at the all-star level, but this is a different type of get-together. One last time for a lot of these kids. These aren't all college-bound with D1 scholarships, that have a starting spot waiting for them in a football team this fall. So great opportunity. Get together one last time and have fun.
For some of them, it will be the last time they don a football uniform and get a chance to play. So it's a celebration of their high school careers and their athletic competition. And for others, it's the last time at the high school level before the first time at the college level as they get set to embark, most of them having already finished their high school graduations and on their way to their universities and colleges of their choices come the fall.
Yeah, and they're here on their own free will.
Yes.
They're not playing for the next scholarship, to try to impress anybody except themselves, their friends, have fun one last time. And the thing that's striking, they have a great uniform combination, but everybody's wearing their own team helmets. And that's just a great look, and it's something we can watch for tonight.
Pro Bowl-esque, each wearing their unique high school football uniforms. Most of them returned back to their local athletic departments after their off-season reconditioning, and so players get their first chance to wear their colors, or their last chance, in this case, after they've returned from reconditioning. Third member of the broadcast team, Kate Robbins. And Kate, great to have you back on site with us here for this Central Massachusetts All-Star Classic. Midwatch and Central Mass All-Stars. Of course, these are the only times where you're ever going to get to see the mix and match. Putting the Midland and Wachusett League together, you get Leominster and Fitchburg on the same teams as Hudson and Algonquin and Clinton on one side. And on the other side, you get teams like Tantascwa from Central Mass, because they're a Southern Worcester County League team. You get St. Bernard's and St. Paul's and St. John's all on the same team together, playing on the Central Massachusetts squad. So it's these unique rivalry now mix and matches in order to get them to play. And Kate, if anybody was expecting this to be a controlled scrimmage, they've come to the wrong place. We saw the flea flicker for an opening touchdown on the first play last year. These coaches are coming to play, and from reports from Coach Harold Ogilvie, their practices, these 120 student athletes have been turning out to get ready for this game tonight.
Well, they're certainly excited. This is one of the aspects that's kind of unique. Most of the time, when you have an all-star game for a season, it's right at the tail end of the season. Well, the football season here in Massachusetts ends in December, and you might as well get on your horse-drawn sleigh and try to get somewhere. So it makes sense that you wait till the weather is better, wait until You can get all of these people together a little bit later on. It's seniors only, as you said, and it's nice to see the mix and match, not just necessarily with rivalries, but also the various divisions.
Yes.
You have St. John's Shrewsbury and you have St. Bernard's, and they're teammates with one another. You can't necessarily get farther apart on the spectrum relative to class size.
Sure.
And so kind of a nice combination, because you always talk about, oh, Division 1, oh, Division this, oh, Division that. And, sometimes those Divisions 5, 6, 7 ought, they're smaller schools. There's not as much pomp and circumstance because their class size is so much smaller. Lovely to see them being able to play together.
And it's going to be a lot of fun to see them support one another out on the field here tonight. Introductions have begun down on the turf here at Doyle Field. Historic public address announcer here at Doyle Field, Dick Tucker at the microphone, introducing all 120 athletes in for competition. And of course, we're pledging to sort of do the same on this broadcast, sort of adopting that legacy. If you are good enough, they say, if you're good enough to play in the U.S. Open, you will get mentioned on the U.S. Open broadcast at some point over the hours and hours and hours that is going to happen across the NBC Universal platforms over the next 4 days, right? Same principle here for our broadcast on RFM. If you are good enough to be one of the 120 athletes that are here tonight, you are good enough to have your name mentioned on this broadcast. So it creates a little bit of a fun competition for us as well here on the broadcast side of things, because we've got to try to figure out how to fit in 120 names throughout the night. That some will most play. We found that last year. Most of the 120 athletes will get out on the field. Some of them maybe just for a special teams opportunity. Some of them maybe, in different waves on various offensive groupings. It will be a lot of fun to see. The quarterbacks, it seemed like, divvied up, played quarters. That was sort of how they did it in previous years. But it will be interesting to see how this goes on as we look down on the turf below. Coach Harold Ogilvie, who is of Clinton High School, is greeting every single athlete on the Central Massachusetts All-Star squad right now down on the field. And that just talks about this camaraderie. We always talk about the community that is high school football, and specifically the community that is Central Massachusetts football. And that's what you're seeing on display here as the players get introduced.
Yeah, and I think it's a show of appreciation on both sides. Coach Ogilvie for their participation, and the kids, for the effort that the coaches put in, and to swing back to the coaches, a lot of coaches here tonight. I saw a half a dozen of them at the front gate. Coach Gage, Coach Bingham, Coach Ogilvie, they're all out there, with the T-shirts, and just a great event tonight. And I'm sure there's a lot more here, and we'll have a few of them visiting with us as the game goes on, and more than happy to share some thoughts about the game and the experiences from it.
And this whole event is organized by the Joseph R. Mawhinney chapter of the National Football Foundation. It is a part scholarship event. We had the opportunity to go to last year's scholarship banquet. What a tremendous event that is every year, awarding and rewarding student athletes for both their academic and athletic prowess out on the football fields across Central Mass as well. Players make speeches, and of course all of this is all part of supporting the existence of those scholarships.
Yeah, and it wasn't just one. You're talking scholarships. I think
yes.
You saw him hand out 8 or 10
yeah, something
up,
to that
on
effect, yes.
up on the head table last year. Just a great organization, and this is a great event, but it takes an event like this to be able to produce results like that.
Indeed, they do. And that is, of course, what the name of the game is here. And, of course, Bill Thomas alluded to it a little while ago, the sort of history of this 8th annual playing in this Central Massachusetts All-Star Game. And this is all an outgrowth, of course, of the old Chowder Bowl. The Chowder Bowl back in the day was sort of the thing. It was the All-Star Game. The Shriners had a version of it that came later on, and that went for a long time. And then when that went by the wayside about 8 or 9 years ago, the coaches and the folks here in Central Massachusetts, athletic directors, officials, all got together and said, we need to maintain this presence of an all-star game. We need to get together and annually recognize these student athletes, and that is the outgrowth of this Central Massachusetts All-Star class.
Yeah, and I think it's just gotten bigger and better every year, and I'm glad to see the continued success through the year or two. A lot of things never bounce back through the tough times we've had the last couple of years. But this has held true, tried and true, and I couldn't be happy to be part of it tonight. It's great football weather. You know, we were joking. We've been covering baseball and football weather, and all of a sudden we get baseball weather for a football game. But I couldn't be happier. It's a great night tonight. The flag is just hanging still. Maybe a little muggy for kids in uniforms, but there'll be a lot of substitutions tonight, and everybody's happy to be wearing that uniform, and especially the ones that might be for that very last time.
And Kate, Coach Ogilvie was talking
On the northern end, but easy enough to get to, up 190, down Route 2, here, there, and everywhere. We're proximal to quite a few major thoroughfares, if you will. Parking, not usually a problem. You know, the bowl itself, 1930s, it's beautiful, renovated just over a decade ago, turf, etc. You have that natural bowl come in. The coolest thing for the student athletes coming out of the tunnel from the historic locker rooms as well. We certainly love it.
Again, so great to have you along with us, Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you, as the All-Stars of the Midland Wachusett League are now introduced and greeted by their coaching staff, and Coach Harold Ogilvie representing the Joseph R. Mawhinney chapter of the National Football Foundation. As the introductions continue and we work our way toward the national anthem, we'll continue it right here with you. We're going to step aside for just a moment, reset things here at historic Doyle Field, and when we come back, it's national anthem and kickoff of the 8th edition of the Central Massachusetts All-Star Classic, and it's right here exclusively on RFM.
Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association annually sanctions the Sportsmanship Awards to students, adults, and schools for exemplary behavior. The intent is to enhance the educational ideals sought by the MIAA and to encourage sportsmanship as a major objective in their experience as participants. This is just another example of activities enhancing student development in a unique and motivating laboratory for learning. Your support and encouragement of these important ideals is appreciated. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
High school sports provides an extension of the classroom, where students learn to pursue excellence, the value of working with others toward a common goal, playing within the structure of established rules, discipline, loyalty, and emotional control. The MIAA urges you to demonstrate your support for these values and for our young people by attending high school competitions in your community. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
This is Bob Sosi, the voice of New England football, for the best high school football action in North Central Mass, featuring our award-winning broadcast team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Keep it right here.
To historic Doyle Field here on RFM Audio, and great to have you along with us. The 8th annual Central Massachusetts High School Football Classic right here on RFM. Introductions continue here at historic Doyle Field, and we have the last introduction that has been made for the Midland Wachusett League group, and that was Troy Vento of Oakmont was the last to get introduced here at Doyle Field. And now the final pieces fall into place, and we will have the national anthem, which we will sync up with. Let's join public address announcer Dick Tucker here at Doyle Field. As you look out over the turf here at Doyle Field tonight, and as the final few notes of the national anthem play, you see the players in unison holding their helmets aloft, and you see that cornucopia of different school colors, logos, and looks. Prior to this 8th annual Central Massachusetts All-Star Classic. It is going to be another dandy. Captains getting ready to head to midfield to meet with the All-Star officiating crew here tonight. Coaching staffs for this one, the Midland Wachusett League is going with the coaching staff writ all from the Titans of Algonquin. Mark Allen is the head coach, Taylor Allen the assistant coach, Tyrone Notice, Bill Griffin, Andrew Brooks, Corey Pooler, Dan Martin, Cam Gallagher, Dylan Lindsay, John Cahill, John McAuliffe, and Andrew Buschetto all represent Algonquin in coaching this mid-watch all-star team. The rest of Central Mass, head coach Bob LaRose of South High School, Mike Maldonado, Freddie Leone, Chris Capullo, Nick Carbonneau, Micah Cummins, and Jameel Jackson, all of South High School. The other assistant coaches, Jeff Clarkson, Jim Nolan, and Pete Gleason, all of Oxford. Dan Cherry, Phil Rainbow, Joe Doyle, Dominic Mitchell of North, and Bobby Thorson of Abbey Kelly, all contributing to coach the Central Mass All-Star squad as they meet at midfield with the officials. It appears that the visiting team will be the Central Massachusetts team, so they will, Bill Thomas, call the toss, and this is your show. The coin toss, as always, with Bill Thomas.
Looks like Blue has won the toss.
Central Mass.
Central Mass.
Midwatch All-Stars.
Midwatch,
yes,
yeah.
that is the Midwatch All-Star team.
They have deferred, and the Central Mass team are receiving the opening kickoff. Let's play some football.
Indeed, they are. See out there a sea of familiar faces. One that stands out, of course, for the Gold and Delta Wings, Damian Jones of St. Bernard's for the South, or the formerly South, now Central Mass All-Star squad. How many times will I screw that up tonight?
I know. You'll be just
as the case may be. It was
gotta
North South last
in.
year.
We
That
got
was
to
the
get
whole
all,
thing.
well, whether it's from South High or South something, North and South, Chowder Bowl, and the corn, the clam chowder and corn chowder bowl. I don't know. Call it what you want, but we're ready to play some football. It's going to be a great game tonight.
Indeed we are, and we're looking forward to this one. Ball heads out to the tee, 40-yard line at our right, and the kicking duties for Midwatch will be handled by Alex Klein, the all-everything kicker of the Titans of Algonquin. Klein, of course, is working his way toward a college opportunity. I've seen him kick online. He has committed to Endicott College. 6 foot 185 pounds, Alex Klein will be kicking in the CCC, the Commonwealth Coast Conference, for Endicott College come this fall.
Awesome to hear.
It's going to be a goal.
I'm sitting here smiling. I'm counting zebras. The officials could get together and form their own team tonight. There are so many officials here tonight in stripes. What a great look. Great way for these kids to end their career for most of them. But just an all-around, you couldn't get more top-notch professional looking than what we've got here tonight.
Klein's ready. The whistle to begin play. Klein checks his line. He'll be kicking from right to left. Klein on the approach, swings the right leg, and it's a line drive down the middle of the field. It will check up to, who else? Damian Jones, who slow plays his move across the 10-yard line, then the 15, cut back across the 20, met in the teeth there, and taken down on the play. Right across the 25 and down around the 27-yard line. Great pursuit made there. It was Caleb Luz of Hudson making the tackle.
I'm telling you, Todd, we got multiple multiple numbers on same number on multiple kids, and good luck figuring out who's doing what. And we're gonna have to do some spotting based on helmets and some recollections and positions. But good luck with that tonight.
Players are wearing their high school jersey numbers or a number of their choice. And here comes the handoff, goes straight up the middle. Like Angelo LaRose of South High School on the carry there.
And familiar Josh Cormier, I think, on defense from his middle linebacker position, number 44. That's a number we spent a lot of time calling.
Indeed, of Leominster.
I think he's got something going on this fall, too, as I recall.
He does. He's heading to Castleton.
There we go. So we got to start playing uniform bingo, too.
Indeed we do. This is looks like Monty Tech, and it is at the quarterback spot. That is Logan Quinn, the quarterback from Monty Tech that got the first carry, kept it himself, took it around end to the right, crossed the 30-yard line and down around the 33. So Logan Quinn from Monty Tech gets the first quarterbacking opportunity here for the Central Mass All-Star squad.
Saw the ball pop up there at the end of the play. Ground cannot cause a fumble. On the way down, I think elbow, and then ground, ball popped up. Official right on the spot. I tell you, we got so many officials here tonight. They're not going to miss a trick. They're going to be on top of every play. I love it. Keep the game moving. We're playing 12-minute quarters tonight. Hopefully get everybody in and keep things going.
This is Quinn in the shotgun set. Two backs. The handoff is for Jones, coming from his wide receiver slot to the left, gets the handoff, wraps his way across the 30, and then he's wrapped and tackled and taken down by Gio Roman of Leominster in on the tackle.
Nice job by the defense here, and you got to wonder who's a step ahead of who here, offense or defense. Maybe defense because it's more reactionary and the timing might be off a little bit on the offense when it comes to coordinate your blocks and your moves, your cuts. But we'll have to see. Maybe the passing game, if a couple of kids get together, might open up something, but have to see how the game progresses.
Roman's on his way to Worcester State in the fall. Fourth down here, fourth down and about 5 to go from the 33. Punt formation here, and the punt is away.
I like that, no rush punt.
And no,
let's not get anybody hurt.
Ricky Encarnacion with the fair catch at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Midwatch All-Stars will begin their first drive.
Familiar name, Ricky Encarnacion, just coming off his spring track. Haven't had a chance to talk to him. I know he was going to some end-of-the-season meets, and he's looking forward to his next venture when he moves on next year.
Going to be a Division II Northeast 10 Charger of the University of New Haven. TJ Welch of Shrewsbury is going to be the quarterback to start for the Midwatch All-Stars. Welch is in a shotgun set. 4 receivers out in the formation, a tight end flanked off the right. Single back is Stinson in the backfield. Welch drops back to pass. A little shoulder shiver, a little jump pass. Comebacker complete for Encarnacion. Cross the 35 and down at the 36-yard line.
Right away, I'm wondering if a couple of kids might not have gotten together and said, let's just work on something ourselves. A little one-on-one, a curl here and there. It's really about timing and see how that works into the offense.
With so many things that are going on at this time of the year, you would think it would be difficult to get teams together, but Coach Ogilvie said they were getting routinely 80, 90, sometimes 100 of the 120 athletes across both teams showing up to practice over the last couple of weeks to be prepared for this.
And the weather's been good for kids wanting to come out and practice, too. It hasn't really been beach weather, so it's good to see.
Welch in a shotgun set. Newton next to him, 4 receivers wide, trips to the left. Welch the snap, rolls toward the trips, looks into the boundary, throws through the hands and incomplete. incomplete. It was Brendan O'Brien of Hudson got the gloves on it but couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, a little hot right there. Nice job, though, rolling out. Would have been a little short of a first down.
It's going to bring up a third down. Third down and about 8 to go. Ball at the 36-yard line, right hash. Midwatch going right to left, wearing the navy blue tops, the emerald green bottoms, white numerals front and back, Central Mass across the chest, player's name arched on the nameplate in the back, wearing their specific high school helmets with some slight genericized modifications. The Leominster helmets on Encarnacion, just a plain white tonight, no royal blue stripe, and etc. Welch back to pass, looks slot for O'Brien. They say it is a catch across the 40 at the 41. He'll gain 5 on the play, but it is indeed a complete pass, Bill
He
Thomas.
should know better than try to get up and run after that, though. But watching too much pro football or Madden 23 maybe. But, yeah, down at the point of the catch there. Nice effort. But you can't get up and advance that.
Sets up Midwatch for a fourth down and about 3 to go. They need their own 44-yard line going from right to left for a first down. Instead, Klein's on the field from Algonquin, stands at his own 27-yard line in punt formation.
And I like this rather than going for it. Gives everybody to show off their skills a little bit. Punters and, return guys are back there, work on catching the ball and could be doing this at the next level.
Damian Jones is certainly hoping it comes his way. One of the two return men back, and then it appears Julian Kondratowicz of David Prouty is the other man back in punt formation. Punt is away. Fair catch made by Jones. Cross the 25 at the 27-yard line. And that is where Central Mass will set up shop, which is only a few yards back, Bill Thomas, from where their last drive ended. So they'll have first down and 10. They're on 27 coming left to right.
Yeah, exchange of punts. And early on here, didn't expect a lot offensively. But see if it opens up. Now the offense has a chance to get together with the coaching staff on the sideline. See what come out here for second series for the Central Mass All-Stars.
Quarterback change for Central Mass. This is Oxford's quarterback, Lucas Lambert, I believe, if I've got that number right. And yeah, Lambert on the carry there, sent it straight up the middle in the hands of Bill Thomas, trying to get all our numbers in there. It's Uxbridge. Number 28 on that previous play was Quinn. As the rollout this time comes from Lambert, the throw right into the boundary is short and incomplete. It'll bring up third down.
Looked like ran down by Logan Assay, another familiar name. And Leominster kids getting some name recognition here in the first quarter.
Some early first string play, that is for darn sure. So this is Lambert, shifts her back in motion from right to left. Lambert back to pass on 5 steps, sets, throws a wobbler over the middle of the field, jump ball, leaping and making the catch across midfield and down at the 46-yard line. It's a beautiful catch made on that play.
I'm trying to see him.
I got it. It's Garrett Ranieri of St. John's who made the
15,
catch.
Yeah,
yes.
But and I'll battle that one of his teammates. I didn't get the number, but great effort. About 5 kids up for the ball at the same time, and he came down with it.
And it's a first down, and the drive continues for Central Mass. Handoff goes straight up the middle. It was a keeper for Lambert on that play. Roman loses a helmet at the end of the play for the Midwatch. He will check out and be substituted for George Paguana. Will take his spot out on the field from Algonquin.
Sharing that number with Encarnacion tonight. A little different build. I think we can keep an eye on
Indeed.
either one of them.
Lambert out of the gun again, back to pass on 2nd and 10. Hit as he throws, middle of the field, and it is an interception made. Midwatch will take over the football. A phenomenal interception made on the play. Looked like Dom Vincula on the interception for
38,
Shrewsbury.
is that who you had, Todd?
Indeed.
Yep, nice job right there downfield.
And Vincula is on his way to Rochester Institute of Technology. 5'11", 160 pounds in Vincula. He's got himself an interception. He's on the board, and it's Midwatch football.
Nice.
First down and 10 going right to left.
Nice little memory.
And that's the great part. Each game, each year, little different feeling, little different flow. Last year we mentioned it was the flea flicker chuck down the middle of the field for the touchdown to open the ball game for what was the South All-Star team last year. And now this year, more of a feeling out process. Got more of that boxing match feel. Stick, jab, move in the first round.
Well, you notice, open up that offense a little bit here. Second possession, we'll have to see, what the mid-watch does here with their second possession. They came out throwing the ball first possession. Maybe just a little more precision right here.
Welch will continue at the quarterback spot. Shotgun set, 4 receivers wide. He'll keep the football himself. Hits the first hole, rolls off the initial contact, crossing the 15 and down around the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. Gain 3, maybe 4 on the play. Call it 3, second down and 7. Ball at the 18-yard line, going right to left for the Midwatch All-Stars.
Not sure who I see it looks like number 1, but I can't pick up. Looks like the gold helmet, number 1. Todd, you want to help me out with who that is on defense for Central Mass?
Doherty.
Could be from
That's
Doherty.
Jaden Atherley.
Jaden Atherley. That's who was on the corner right there. Big stick.
And a quarterback change here and a quick flip to Mackay Newton of Leominster. Takes it around and to the right, across the 15 to the 16 and the 17-yard line. Not able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Loses 2 on the play.
Defense did a nice job stringing that out, Todd.
And so it'll bring up a third down and about a yard to go for Midwatch, deep in their own territory.
A little different philosophy here, coming out with a couple of straight runs. 3rd and long. Good chance maybe to try to go downfield, even if, long pass, maybe not worry so much about an interception, but just get the ball downfield here.
And whistles kill the play, and the Midwatch All-Stars, little confusion. They're going to take a timeout and talk things over. There's a change on that Midwatch All-Star quarterback position. We've got number 8 in there from Algonquin, and of course, unfortunately, the only number 8 we have is Mark Moran. We've got about a dozen 1s, 2s, and 0s, but only one number 8, unfortunately, from anywhere, and it's Mark Moran of Clinton, and that is most definitely an Algonquin helmet, which I have been told there are a few extra Algonquin helmets that have been deployed, so that very well may be Mark Moran of Clinton at the quarterback spot.
And I see Algonquin helmets with numbers on the back that don't necessarily match the number of the uniform, and we know the kids had the choice. They wanted to pay for this shirt, they'd get the name on it, and they could have their actual game uniform number. And that's why you see multiple repeat numbers. But, we are seeing some helmets that don't necessarily match up with the numbers.
It was easy to know that a play-by-play announcer didn't make the decision about that, Bill Thomas.
I heard you politic for
0 to 99, working very simply because, I'm
but
looking.
They couldn't sell that to the players.
They couldn't. But the Central Mass All-Stars have 4 number 1s. I said if they all flank out wide and I've got 4 receivers wearing 1, we're going to have a serious problem.
We'll get him on camera if we can.
Moran's back to pass. He rolls to his left and throws. Pass is complete. Over the middle, it's Kyle Arias of Hudson who makes the catch across the 15-yard line and down across the 20 to the 21. It's going to leave a 4th down and about 3 to go for the Midwatch. A good play, Bill Thomas, but short of the sticks and what you expect in an all-star game. It's a very vanilla situation offensively thus far.
Punt team comes out, but you can't miss that hawk on the side of that white uniform. He's easy to identify.
Klein stands back in punt formation at his own 8-yard line, waiting to kick from right to left. Damian Jones back to return. Snap clear. Klein the kick, a little bit off the side of the foot. Jones will catch that punt standing at his own 44-yard line for the Central Mass All-Stars, and he will fair catch that ball. 1st down and 10 for Central Mass. 3rd offensive possession as they go left to right. And Bill Thomas, by this sort of back and forth, Central Mass has actually advanced to their cause closer to midfield.
I was thinking they've gained about 15 yards in field position here in this exchange of the 2 possessions each and 2 punts. But 3rd possession here for Central Mass, and see if they open it up a little bit.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 to go for Central Mass. Ball located at the 44-yard line going left to right. Another quarterback change for Central Mass. Going back to the original starting quarterback from Monty Tech, it's Logan Quinn. Quinn sends it through the middle of the field. Carry made there, Bill Thomas. Looked like 8 to me.
Could have been. I was looking at
or 6 Angelo LaRose again.
Gio Roman lost his helmet again. He's got to do a little strap adjustment there because it costs him a play every time that helmet comes rolling out of a pile.
Indeed it does. First wave of players still out on the field here in this opening quarter, 3:30 and counting to play here in quarter one. Scoreless, the 8th annual Central Massachusetts All-Star Classic organized by the Joseph R. Mawhinney chapter of the National Football Foundation. And we've got whistles in our first flag of this 8th annual All-Star Classic. Perhaps an illegal formation there, Bill Thomas, or illegal shift. That's the signal.
I think Jay Nathley was a little quick upfield there in his motion. Official right there. I tell you, they're not going to miss anything. He was right on that motion line. Turn it upfield just a tick too quick. Cost him 5 in the line of scrimmage.
Indeed it will, and move the ball back across the 45 to the 43-yard line, middle of the field, which sets up a 2nd down and 11 to go. Quinn at the quarterback spot. Shotgun set. The snap. Put it in the belly of LaRose. And LaRose has got some room across midfield and down across the 45 and then the 40. Marked back at the 42-yard line, but it is a 1st down run for LaRose of South High School. And Bill Thomas, South's got something going here, got a little movement.
Yeah, and I think it's let's ride the big guy downfield because he was a load coming around that corner. And nice job right there. Way to pick up that 1st down. Maybe build some momentum here with the running game.
LaRose is on his way to be a Cardinal from the NESCAC, Wesleyan Universities, where he will continue his education, 5'10". Now Jones will go to the running back spot. Shotgun set here for Welch, and flags and whistles kill the play once again. And this is going to be just a simple false start, and it might have been Atherley again who went in motion, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, it could have been Brown. I saw the official pointing at Marin Brown out here, the wide out, a little quick off the jump. Didn't quite time the snap count right. Official standing right there.
Brown from North High School in Worcester. So mark the ball back across the mid-watch 45 to the 47-yard line at right hash as Central Mass continues from left to right on this 1st down and 15. Welch, quarterback spot. Jones of St. Bernard's right next to him. Here's the snap. Jones is the lead blocker. Welch keeps it himself, dives into the pile, crosses the 44 to the 46 to the 45-yard line. Gains a couple back from that penalty, and it'll be 2nd down and 13.
White's keeping the ball on the ground here. Central Mass, with the coaching staff, Coach Bingham, he's known for a strong ground game over there at St. Bernard's, and it'd be expected in this type of game if you get some success. I hate to see 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but let's see if we can't use our muscle. Got some meat up front there for the Central Mass All-Stars. See if we can't put it to good use.
Darnell Woodson of St. Bernard's does the snapping. Welch in the shotgun set, and Jones, the play-action fake. Welch swings it out looking for Atherley, through his hands and incomplete. And then there's a collision, and down on the play goes Brian Aguilar, who makes the hit. Bill Thomas from Leominster.
Yeah, a lot going on over there. I kind of lofted that up, and a conversion of 4 players over there, and everybody popped up, and the ball ended up on the ground, luckily for the Central Mass. Could have went the other way, and we could be celebrating a touchdown if the timing had been just a little bit different out there.
Pass incomplete, 3rd down and 13. And whistles kill the play, and Central Mass is going to talk things over. There may also be an injury. I think Atherley, Bill Thomas, there was an awkward contact there at the end of the play, to say the least.
Walking over, but officials want him to get looked at, and I think it's a good move. Great move, actually, but he talks his way back on the field.
Down here on the sideline, Bill Thomas, we see now of the MIAA, Dr. Steve Dubzinski, and Bill Thomas, who's with him? Probably a player who would have been in this Central Massachusetts All-Star game. It's Tucker McDonald of Wachusett, now of the University of Connecticut, on his way, competing for a starting spot down there. A huge defensive play back on the field as Jones's run gets pushed back toward midfield, officially marked down at the 47-yard line. It'll be 4th down and long for Central Mass, and they're going to try to push Midwatch deeper into their own territory as Midwatch has struggled, Bill Thomas, to get beyond their own 25-yard line offensively as we're down to 49 seconds and counting here in the opening quarter of a scoreless 8th annual All-Star Classic.
Yeah, using this punting strategy for field position here, but good job getting the ball downfield. Yeah, Tucker McDonald sat out the majority of the football season, but he's got a career ahead of him at UConn, I believe.
That is correct.
I think he might have even got a head start with some spring football down there, but it's good to see him back home.
Encarnacion with the fair catch around the 15-yard line for Midwatch, and that's where they'll set up shop. 1st down and 10. Their own 15 at right hash, going right to left for the remaining 38 seconds of this opening quarter. Welch continues at the quarterback spot for the Midwatch All-Stars. Newton in the backfield next to him. Trip formation, tight bunch to the left. Snap, throw complete for Encarnacion. Encarnacion sheds a defender into the open field. Encarnacion may go. He's got midfield. Now the 30, then the 20. Will anybody catch him? No, they will not. Ricky Encarnacion into the end zone for the Midwatch All-Star touchdown. And it's row, 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 row your boat is the celebration in the end zone as Midwatch is up 6-zip.
Oh, that was awesome. Nice job by Ricky. We got to see that a lot this year. I tell you, get him the ball in his hands in open field, and it breaks a couple of initial tackles and gets things strung out and shows the track speed right there. And a nice little celebration at the end. Officials letting them have fun.
At least we know what they've been doing in practice. They've worked on that.